Oh, my ears. But anyways, yes, this build is huge. And this is the basic storyline. Okay, so my character started out married to this Jen character in Fallout 4. Okay? And in the sequence of Fallout 4, what she sees is him get shot and killed, and their baby taken. However, what she doesn't know upon after leaving the vault is that he also got out of the vault. He survived. And she wasn't at Sanctuary when he went to check. So he just started wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering and wandering. And he's trying to find this chick, his wife. And he can't find her anywhere. He doesn't know where she went. And so he decides to go out to the Mojave, out to Las Vegas, and become a courier. And while out in the courier business, as dangerous as it is, he gets confronted by this sketchy character by the name of Benny, who ends up shooting him in the head, and then he gets recovered by a robot. And then he goes through that storyline and moves out to DC, Washington, DC. He's still wandering around. He does some sort of project with some random guy who he calls Dad because he's pretty messed up after the bullet to the head. So, yeah, he does this Project Purity thing with his dad and in DC, and after leaving DC, and the Sentinel Lyons is her name, ended up sacrificing herself for the greater good instead of him doing it, because he's got a family to go back to. So she's like, yeah, you know what, I'll do it for the greater of mankind. And he said, okay, I'll make sure your story goes down in history and people know what you've done here today. And then from there, from DC, he goes back to Vegas because he got a summons from the NCR military for after working with them, and they said, hey, we need you back in the Mojave helping us out, blah 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 blah. Being a good little soldier that he is, he obeys the commands of his higher officers and goes back to the Mojave, where the next courier in line delivers him a letter that was dated from 2077 when the bombs dropped. And it's from his wife. Saying, hey honey, I miss you. Or actually, it's not even a note, it's a holotape. He gets this holotape in the mail labeled hi honey from his wife or whatever. And so he decides to write back to the address that was on the holotape, which is their old address out in Boston, and send it via courier or caravan or whatever needs to be done. And so he does. He sends it out with the Crimson Caravan, who then passes it off to someone who's intertwined with this big old place called Bunker Hill, which is just a giant monument of some sort. It looks like the Boston version of the Washington uh, that tall, pointy one. Yeah, that one. But it looks like that. It's a giant ass building. And they call it Bunker Hill. It's basically the hub for all the traders, caravanners, guards, etc., etc. Um, but he gets a hold of them, and they reach out and try to find this Jen lady through their network of connections, which I believe is pretty good because they save cents. And Jen did mention some things about them in her holotape. But yeah, so he decides to go, still serving in the military, go back to the Boston Commonwealth, and still being in the military, he stumbles upon the Brotherhood of Steel. He didn't mess with them in the Mojave. He didn't mess with them in DC. He wanted to avoid anything to do with them. But someone in the NCR was actually working for the Brotherhood of Steel. They caught wind that we were told to destroy the Brotherhood of Steel or ignore them. And they came to us and said, look, they're too big to ignore, but no harm should come to them. They're not gonna harm you. Who'da thunk? Now, but still, in the military, he follows orders and he does what he needs to do, minus the killing, and goes to work for Elder Maxon and raises through the ranks to the highest he can. And now he's a sentinel, and he resides at the Boston airport from time to time, but he hasn't made contact with Jen yet. There's something going on with the caravans. They keep getting sacked, or something happens to this holotape or whatever that he or she sends to him or her, whichever way the package is going, therefore making it not arrive or unlegible as to where it came from. But he's up at the Boston airport. He gets deployed back into DC tomorrow. He's going back out to Washington. And then that's where that storyline comes into the next storyline, which is the actual build storyline. Okay. And if you watch the woman behind Jen, basically that's my girlfriend. Her name is Jennifer, but likes to be called Jen. And so I made a character that could as closely resemble her without being her. And she gives some details into this character and what life's like. There's a few things in my settlements that have stories of their own. Power armors, teddy bears, messages on walls, all kinds of things that I'm not gonna give giveaways about. You guys just have to tune in. But I will say this, there is an Easter egg in there from a very old classic movie, but it's good nonetheless. But yeah, when I do the final tour, you guys will see this Easter egg. I do believe that I've even
posted a video already of me reviewing the Easter egg, I guess. Review should be, I guess that's the word. I think that's the word I'm looking for, but I'm not sure. But, fuck, my nose itches and my potty mouth is getting worse. But, anyways, just tune in for that. Several weeks have gone into this build. I'm looking at now this being the 5th week. Because I still built it even when I wasn't able to record. I was still building it, hyping it up, preparing it, getting the stories written and built in my head, and this thing's hell. But it's gonna be worth it. Every second is gonna be worth it. And for this video, drop a like, hit that subscribe and bell notification button, and please tune in tomorrow when we're hitting up the DC Wastelands and some of Boston, because I'm gonna do a small let's build with you guys a radio tower. I'm building a radio tower to fit into the story, and you guys will be impressed. At least I do hope. And so without further ado, I love you. Just kidding. I'm not going to sing to you guys. All right. I'll see you guys later. Tune in again. Tune in tomorrow for Fallout Friday. All right. I am your host once again, Dark Messiah. Bye.